What's happening, everybody? JayShockblast here, and check it out. This has definitely been a video that a lot of people have requested, so here we are, and we are about to do the thing. We are going to look at all of the symbiotes in LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2. Now, there are 6 total. There could have been many more, but theoretically, every character can become a symbiote. In Symbiote Surprise, the level, there's a little symbiote that bounces around that can overtake your character, and theoretically they become symbiotes. But we're not going to count that, and we're not going to do an all characters as symbiotes video, because that would be ridiculous. So we do have quite a few, and one of them, the big one in the background, Carnom, was created by TT Games for this video game. That is right, folks. They worked hand in hand with Marvel in creating Carnom. Carnom is literally spawn of TT Games. That's pretty cool. Marvel has let other companies have a little bit of fun with their characters over the years. We've seen Civil Warrior in Contest of Champions, and there's even another Captain America Modern Combat costume that was out for Marvel Heroes Omega, RIP, and plenty of others. I mean, Peggy Carter, Captain America, is in this game, and she debuted, I believe, in Puzzle Quest. So there's a big 75th anniversary for Captain America, and they let a lot of the companies kind of run wild with it. So it's kind of cool to see this with Carnom. Now, Carnom makes a lot of sense in the level that we play with him as. We're going to go ahead and just feature him first since he's huge. And he is awesome. Obviously, you can't do anything there. He charges like Rhino. He does web swing, which is actually really cool. I know I'm in a very tight and confined space here, but I don't know what it is about Nueva York, but I really love the lighting effects and how all the characters come out. So we have a big fig web swinging, which is pretty awesome. And then, of course, he that is pretty crazy. He just kind of hangs out there a little low. I would not want to see that swooping down from the ceilings after me. The slight disappointment, and I only say slight, is Carnom does transform during the actual Symbiote Surprise level. He becomes even bigger than you see here. I guess it's kind of a spoiler. Apologies, but I would have loved to have found a way for that to be incorporated into the playable character. He is a mashup of both Carnage and Venom. They kind of started testing and trying to manipulate them and get them together. So definitely a cool character that I think a lot of people are really going to love. We've got Carnom. So the other big figure that we kind of have in the is one of the many Venoms is Venom himself. And what I like about him, and something that they definitely reused in a couple of other characters, I guess we're gonna have to get out of here. He can web swing as well as a big fig. I love the fact that he's not just standing upright like he did in the last time we saw him in a LEGO Marvel game. He's kind of hunkers down, and he does the same thing the smaller version of Venom does, where he kind of gets like nice and low and down to the ground. Oh no! Oh no! Alright, a little bit more space here, but not that much. I thought he would super jump, but I guess not. So I love this way that he kind of is animated, and I love the fact that he's just like non-stop movement. You know, kind of chaotic, the way that you would expect. Alright, there we go. The way that you would expect Venom to be, not like just not just sitting in place all patient and stuff. So we've got 3 black symbiotes out right now. On top of Venom himself, he can actually do his animation and shrink down into the smaller, more traditional Venom.
Smell the man.
So this is obviously like the Eddie Brock style Venom. Now, one of my disappointments in Character Creator is that we're not able to take this suit and reverse it. Like, you can't take that chest piece and make it a black spider with white background or anything else. This is challenging because it prevents you from making characters like Anti-Venom, who obviously would be a big fig mostly anyway, but you know, it's still close enough. You know, Anti-Venom and Toxin and all the other symbiotes are definitely things that I think a lot of people really wanted out of the game, and it would have been really cool to kind of reverse some of those colors and stuff to actually create them, but I digress. So here he is as he elevates himself back to the bigger style Venom. Now he is far from the last version of Venom. We had a big surprise in 2099 Venom, and I really love 2099 Venom. I love his eyes are red. I mean, he's basically the exact same as your standard Venom, just a slightly lighter shade, kind of more of like a navy blue. And then his face just looks so much cooler because he's got those red eyes. They kind of all do the same thing as far as their animations are concerned. Actually, he does a little bit different. He does like that kind of toxic thing. Let's try that again. Yeah. He is one of our 2099 characters, and I think people are really going to like this version, so let's see. I forgot what this Venom does. He does the same thing, but instead of having that kind of electric or energy that shoots out, he shoots out webbing. So here we have the Symbiote Spider-Man. You unlock this during Symbiote Surprise. You have to kind of sneak under the map during the the Carnom boss battle. So a lot of people are really love this version of the character, which makes a lot of sense. Oh, does all the Spider-Men basically do this? So, and obviously he webs himself out, and in comes Tobey Maguire. No, Peter Parker. So, unfortunately, when you go to change him back, he's going to come back as regular Spider-Man. So, you'll have to kind of go back and forth from Symbiote Spider-Man if you want. But he's really not that hard. You just need a character that can go invisible in Symbiote Surprise. And there's a spot kind of in the back, like when you fight Carnom, it's like a big round disc that you're like running around in circles. And if you go closest to the screen, eventually you're going to come up to a spot where like someone like Miss Marvel can teleport down. And then you just need a character that can go invisible, like Darkhawk or Black Widow. And the turret that's shooting after you, you just turn it off and it will open up the Symbiote Spider-Man case that's right there. So I think you know, we've seen this version of Spider-Man in the game before, and not really surprised to see them bring him back. It's pretty cool. Gotta admit, gotta like it. But there you go. We're gonna show off one more. I'm saving the best for last, guys. Okay. We also have Carnage, who is, again, really the same thing as the small Venom. They basically do the same thing. They're going to go through the same similar animations with the skull and their face, everything. For that, he does squeeze his teddy bear. He's going to bust out a bottle. I actually love this animation. It's pretty funny. I don't think I've seen Venom do that, but I guess Mr. Cassidy here is a little bit different. Now, Carnage is pure evil. He's possibly one of the most evil characters in all of Marvel Comics. He's just murderous, murderous, murderous. Just wants to kill, kill, kill everything. And to be honest with you kind of got to respect that. So at least he knows who he is. And he's been a formidable foe for not just Spider-Man, but he had a really interesting run with Deadpool. And if you have a chance to read like the Deadpool versus Carnage or whatever it was called, it's pretty funny. It's pretty good. So I want to see that teddy bear little animation one more time before we switch off to our final character. You gotta love it. So, he... holding down B or circle does not actually do anything for him. And he shoots like red. Obviously, he'll do his web swinging. Let's talk about this dude right here. Flash Thompson, Agent Venom. Probably one of the more hyped characters for the game. I think a lot of people were really excited when they announced Agent Venom, and I think Agent Venom is awesome. Especially his little power here, where he pulls out his little symbiote arms with his double machine gun and his big rifle in arm, and then kablam. Gotta love it. So obviously he shoots guns. This is Flash Thompson. The government subjected him to the symbiote, and after he had like a mishaps in the military, lost his leg, maybe both of them. I think a lot of people would have loved it if he would have transformed into a big fig, so we could have Space Knight Agent Venom, or Agent Venom Space Knight. But alas, that does not actually happen. So I don't know what the process is for doing stuff like that, but it would have been really nice, a nice touch if he could have. Not the end of the world, I don't think, but still would have been a nice touch. So Agent Venom. Now, unless I'm mistaken, that is all the Venoms, and I do want to test one more thing real quick. Venom obviously, or the symbiote I should say, obviously hates noise. And one thing that I was kind of curious of, the symbiotes are completely unaffected by noise, so it seems. So, would have been a nice, again, these are nice little touches they could have added in. But alas, not deal breakers, game breakers, anything like that. So those are the 6 symbiotes that are currently available in LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2. I do not believe there is actually anybody else that does anything symbiote related. I certainly don't have them on this save if they do. But I think 6 is a pretty good number, especially because we get the fan favorites, Carnage, Venom, and Agent Venom, and Symbiote Spider-Man. But then we even get a 2099 Venom, the big Venom, and we get Carnom, a brand new character. So, who's your favorite symbiote? A lot of people keep saying to make anti-Venom. There isn't a real way to do it. And I know we can suspend our disbelief a little bit. Some of you can, I can't. There's really not a way to make anti-Venom. You can't even really technically make Toxin, because Toxin is a big fig, would be a big fig, so would Anti-Venom, technically. So, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video.